So, hi. Yeah, I launched the stream right before, but it was kind of a fake start since, well, um, wasn't quite ready to, let's use this music. I wasn't quite ready. I shut screen or shit, and then basically I stopped the stream, deleted the VOD, and we're good to go. Anyway, so, in terms of tasks, because I love to show that and to give you context on what we're streaming right now, I'm going to show you real quick. This is GraveDiggers, and this is the current project we're going to work on. This is concept art stage, but the main idea is to have this mode. Uh, GraveDiggers is going to be a friend slop, which means it's going to be a game you play with your friend, and well, have fun with your friend. And the goal is to maximize the fun and make something quite unique and that has a lot of personality, not making another friend slop that you see. Like something really unique. And so in Gravediggers, you're going to be undertakers, taking care of dead people and putting them back in grave. But there will be evil forces which want to claim the body as well, and you're going to have to fight those while getting back the body to the graveyard, basically. And well, I'll tell you a bit more about this uh, later on. Hopefully, this is enough for now. And well, we've got a big roadmap and everything, but I'm only going to show you that because those are the tasks that we're going to do today. I'm not going to show you the task of the rest of the team. You see, eight, eight tasks. But in terms of development, right now, we've got there are tasks of art, of game design going in parallel. But right now, we're going to focus on the game dev. And maybe the other members of the team will want to show you their work. Maybe not. Depends on, well, if they got time. So session system integrates the character and the character controller. Basically, three things. The goal is to be able to connect with other people, walk around in room, jump around, and well, that's already great. And I think we could manage to finish that this afternoon because I already started a bit yesterday. I cheat a lot, so yeah, I cheated a bit yesterday, copied a lot from Friendslab Survivor, the R&D project, and well, we'll see where it goes. So here is our kind of blank project. A lot of things already in the project. Going to use this, which are going to be our placeholders for the characters. Yeah, some yeah, stickmans. It's compiling, but you see what I mean. Nothing to see anyway. The placeholder we're going to use fill, which is great asset by the way. I'm going to add right away the debug toolkit by the way, because didn't add it because I was waiting on, well, Unity validating the update, because it's really useful to well, having this package manager. Even if it's our own assets, it's better to have the package manager to handle packages than copying stuff. So like that, when I update the debug toolkit, I submit to Unity. Unity says, okay, that's good, everyone can access it, and me, I can just, well, download the new version. So now it's 1.5. Yeah, sorry, I'm making a bit of showing off, but really useful and really useful to debug in runtime, because and yeah, it's going to install everything I was missing, because I'm missing a lot of things anyway for this project. So a lot of package dependencies that I'm going to need for Gravediggers, like Cloud Code, authentication, Unity services in general. That, well, I forgot to integrate basically yesterday. So great, check with the debug toolkit, adding everything I needed. Um, I might, in the coming days, stream a bit about the debug toolkit because we're going to need new features for online debugging because it was used in our solo projects basically, and now since we're making online games, let's add some online debugging, maybe some bandwidth calculation and everything. Um, could be great, and some tooling. Uh, it's a big package, by the way. Quite big. Um, do I take all of those things? Yeah, definitely. Import. Shouldn't break anything. And, well, if it breaks right now on stream, I maybe I'll stream a bit faster some debug toolkit debugging. But since Unity validated the thing in less than 24 hours, shouldn't be any issues. Yeah, whatsoever. Mm. Maybe I should. Um, yeah. Okay. It's installing, I guess, because the package is quite. I don't know how huge it is actually. It should be that 52 megabytes, but they're like 100 scripts, so 150 scripts. So it takes time for compilation. Though it's not that bad because you see it has its own assembly. So now that it's compiled, well, it's compiled. So it's not going to slow down your process, and it installed Cinemachine 3.3. Yeah, Cinemachine 3.0, I guess. Added the input system. The great thing about assemblies like that, where you auto-reference stuff like that, is that when you're using the package manager manifest to release the asset, everything is automatically linked and you gain a lot of time releasing assets. Do I add, well, I don't need to extend the functionalities for now. I'm just going to just add the prefab. Not this one, where it is again? Oh, it's in sample. Yes, I didn't use it in a while. Then I added it to a project in one, predicted command. Uh-huh. I think I thought it was in prefabs. Uh-huh. Sorry about that. In-game console manager, in-game console standalone. Okay, that's the one. That's the one. And it installs TMP Essentials. Because, yeah, you need to install TMP Essentials. It wasn't in the project. Now TextMesh Pro was a bit pissed. Why are you pissed, TextMesh Pro? TextMesh Pro is pissed. Okay. TextMesh Pro UI line 309. That's not great. Sometimes, you know, it's a problem with Unity. So what's going to happen? I'm just going to close that and open it again, because sometimes Unity is pissed when you install TextMesh Pro, basically. Since there are a lot of packages already installed in the project. And I guess that this first step wasn't a task to do, so. Mhm. Let's not add a task right there. No need. No need to flame everyone saying I'm doing 100 tasks. That's not a goal. Oh yeah, it's opening. Yeah, I don't want you to see my WhatsApp notifications, my settings. Let's clean up things while it's opening. Maybe you could open at some point. Have I? Oh, I didn't change it. So software development, GraveDiggers development. Let's go. Forgot to change the category basically. Um, so the project is great. It's done, by the way. GraveDiggers. Yeah, let's go. Vivox is not there. It fixed. Okay, and you see no more errors. So what do we get? I just wanted to check that. Okay, it's normal. That's how it's set up. I mean, we should set that up a bit better, but anyway, reset it up in the start and so on and so forth. So I'm just adding it to my unit scene, and now since I'm going just to add scene, remove scenes and everywhere and everything, it's going to be everywhere. And I would advise you to change the sort order to 100 when you're adding the debug toolkit and apply the prefab. Why I'm saying that is because it's as it's at 0 and well you're going to do UIs and you want to be able to open the in-game console always over your game basically. Um, since it's multiplayer we might encounter some errors with the camera, but that will be a great time to fix that. Anyway, that was the debug toolkit talk and installation. So great. Let's commit all of that. So let's reload. The load of files, 902 files. Oh shit. We kind of sweat. Yeah. We spent a lot of time making it, basically. So it was a lot of work making the debug toolkit. So adds debug toolkit 1.5 installs TMP. Best commit ever. And I'm committing on main since we're 2 users of Unity at the moment, and honestly, when you're only 2 on a GitHub repository, you don't need to make branches. Oh, you can, but not in those early stage of development where we don't work on the same. We basically don't work on the same assets, so with the same assets on the same scene. So there are no issues. Okay, I'm just waiting. I don't want to, cause I know I should use command lines, cause sometime Visual Studio will crash and could have some issues basically with your commit and lose some data. But well, yeah, that's my name. I wanna tell my coworker that I've added the debug toolkit. So great, great stuff. So right now I've made that this weekend. I'm a bit lazy because I didn't wanted to get back in Unity, create stuff, delete stuff, and everything. So I did everything in the same file. Obviously, it will not work because Unity needs to build the metadata, and well, it doesn't work well when everything is in the same file. So at the moment, I had just one thing to change: anim state ID. Okay, I'm sending the right information right there, and that's good. Okay, let me explain a bit the code. So you know. Uh, so the game manager, you register player, and through the game manager, you just get informations. And right now, I'm just going to add a method like public host session. Shut up. Void host session, basically. And here we're just going to do Unity services. And yeah, okay. Let's get back in Unity. Before separating everything, I want just to set everything up. So in scripts, GraveDiggers, and let's add services, authentication. Let's go. It's going to compile, do that, and it's going to take time. Services, it's taking time at the moment. Uh, yeah, and my coworker says I missed it. I missed it very much thanks to forwarding it. So yeah, the debug toolkit is useful. I'm going to say that a lot, but it's fucking useful. Authentication service dot instance dot um I think it was something like signing anonymously, sign in anonymously as link, but you can't call that right there. You have to go like Unity services. Oh shit. What is it called? What's his name again? What's his name? So let's go there. I've got my other project open, by the way, because I feel like I'm not going to do the research again to understand how it works. So start solo, start multiplayer. Oh, we should add the start solo basically. Um, okay, I kind of like that. So let's take that and put that back in its services, in its initialize async, and which package is it? Is that Unity services? And I guess I didn't add the core. So let's get back there. GraveDiggers and Unity services. 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 Dyslexia goes hard on me right now. Okay. Yeah, the rest of the team is also working, so I'm looking at the messages while I'm doing stuff. Because initialize. Fuck. Why don't you want to obey? Do I have a package that I'm not using? Authentication core, Unity services core. No, I don't need for that. But using Unity dot services dot core, I guess, like that, and initialize as async. So great, Great. Why am I not happy? Oh, client endpoint. Let's remove that. Let's remove that. Unity services components, not code components. What the fuck? Where is it there? Oh, okay. I need to do that. System.threading. Yeah, okay. Generic. GraveDiggers. All the namespaces. We'll clean that a bit later. And at the moment that's removed, and I'm just going to copy paste the old methods. So start host. It was working basically, so uh, I mean that's not going to stay. That's not going to stay, but for the rest, like start session as thing, session manager, everything. Um, so start host, and we've got the join server. Uh-huh. Yeah, the network scene loader in Friends of Survivor is not great. I'm going to remake it. I've got more time on this project. Basically, this sprint is going to take 2 weeks. So in 2 weeks, I can kind of put 90 hours in the project. Uh, so you see, Friends of Survivor was 120 hours. Right there, I'm going to take like more than I already spent in Friends of Survivor in this project, but yeah. Session API is great, you see. Already you've got something that's quite working, basically. And solo game, because the solo must be implemented in the beginning, and let's add private bull is solo, and let's add public getter right below, so it stays organized. Let's put one space right there so it stays organized. Bool is solo, and our logic, while make the mechanic, are going to use is owner and is solo, because when you're using the single player transport, basically, well, it's there's no notion of ownership, so it doesn't work well. I don't know, so I prefer to have my own way of doing things. Get components. So I need a ref to the net manager, and I don't need it actually because network. You see, all the errors are made with Friends Lab Survivor, and that I'm not making right there. So get player transport, that single player transport. I think, yeah. So get single player transport. I wanna have to add single player transport basically. Maybe there's no allocation. I think it's on the heap of the stack. I already, but I know there's no allocation right there. So net manager. I'm not. I'm simplifying a bit the writing. It's changing nothing in terms of it's changing nothing, but it's clearer, you know. You don't have to do network. The lines are shorter, basically. Net config, everything. That was working, so we don't touch that, and we don't touch that as well. Now, when we load, we don't load a scene. We just load, and that's already something great. I had a method. I was back to Friends of Survivor. We will go a lot of back and forth between the two projects because we're going to keep what works and leave what doesn't. And obviously, I've not touched the code of Friends of Survivor because it's not the challenge right now. I cheated a bit. Maybe I'm because current timer is like 42 hours 30, and I cheated a bit. Maybe it's 40 hours, but yeah, uh, I, I don't know. I wasn't really. Uh, so start game, but you see, it was all about the system with the net variable and stuff. So I don't like it. I don't like it very much. Register level manager, unregister level manager, those things. Nah, let's not do that. Register main camera. That's great. That's a good thing that we're going to need. So let's go. Back in GraveDiggers, and we're going to need that as well to register the main camera because in Unity multiplayer, oh well, actually, actually, I think we could be a bit smarter than how we did in Friends of Survivor, where we just, yeah, actually we can be smarter, way smarter. So let's not do that. let's not do that at all. Um, yeah, because if we load the project and when we get the client in sync, we just say, okay, now this is your camera and this is your target and this is how it's set up and everything. Like replace the values, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. And we don't need to have more. I'm thinking should be in the scene to start with. Oh, let's not do that. Let's get back. It's going to be clearer. See, I'm thinking out loud. I don't know really what I'm doing, but camera, main, camera, and every player is going to have its own camera um, in its prefab basically. And like that, when you access the game manager, you can get the main, the real one, the real player main camera. So public camera main player main camera, player main camera, which is going to be the main camera. So great stuff. Um, okay, good. Um, let's get back to Friends of Survivor. Do we need more stuff? So, oh yeah, good game. Guess we could put that right there and delete all of those. Like, quit game is just something like that. And yeah, I love the fact that should be a task basically, like that the UI can just wait on those things before, going for more basically. um, and so you can't click again and stuff like that. We're going to try to do some safe coding. I like to try catch on those things because if they fail, maybe we don't need it actually. Yeah. Creation service, sign in. I mean, anyway, it's going to be written in the debug toolkit, so. I'm doing nothing, doing the try catch, like I'm doing nothing in the catch, so. I mean, anyway, it's catched by Unity, so. Useless. Yeah, that's my thinking initially, like putting try catch everywhere, but if you get an error anyway, it's handled by Unity, so. And that shouldn't break the game. If that doesn't work anyway, the game doesn't work, so let's not put a try catch right there. Okay, so we've got that many things in this folder. We got the rigid body character controller, which is exactly the same. The player controller, which is quite the same as in First Stop Survivor. Basically, we've got minion data, which are going to be the data for all the NPCs and PC's character. So right now base speed and also an animation anim data, which is due to be able to crossfade using network with IDs on every character. Great. Let's close Unity. Because yeah, save. Fuck off. And now let's start fracturing this file basically. So session manager is going to be moved to session manager. Great stuff. Um, just want to check the, you see, automatic. Um, player manager is going to be moved to you can't, oh yeah, on top. It's going to be moved to player manager. Player controller is going to be moved to player controller basically. Um, rigid body character controller, don't like that, is going to be moved to rigid body character controller basically. Okay, and now I think it works. Okay, we'll do some fixing. I was hoping for it to work well, but who cares? Minion data is going to be moved to minion data. Okay. Net animator is going to be moved to net animator. Okay. And animator anim data is going to be moved to animator anim data. Let's clean that really fast. Cleaned. It removed the news usings, which is great. And we can actually go into player controller, just go fix that. Remove this unused namespace. Okay, and just take that and Control X, Control V, and I think player manager is okay. Rigid body manager, rigid body character controller, it's the same controller. Let's remove that. Let's remove that, and okay. So it's clean, and session manager is clean as well. Great. Why did I close Unity? Basically right now I'm going to move things from folder to folder, so I need to open in the explorator files, and you see it's quite a mess basically. Let's add a new folder and call it player. Let's close Visual Studio as well, and I know it's not the best. Player controller, player manager, rigid body manager, those are going to move right there. Let's do another folder and call it utils. I'm trying to gain a bit of time on net animator, animator data goes into utils. Minion data, which are going to go into, well, you minions, game state, minion data, which goes into minions. And now we've got everything kind of sorted out, you know? And you see no metadata and everything. Now, let's close that and let's reopen Unity. Doing so, I saved a lot of time because, well, otherwise would go in Unity, it would recompile, we'd get some memory leak problems, and it will take like 20 minutes to do this moving around and stuff. Like right now, it took 1 minute, and it's going to take 1 minute to reopen Unity, 1 minute to reopen Visual Studio, and we get back, and we're good to get back to work. So, I mean, it's way faster to close Unity to move file than Yeah, never move files in Unity whilst it's open. Going to take so much time and effort. So let's add our component, game manager. Let's go. Yeah, I want it. Yeah, I want it. And there's the session manager because on game manager we've got this dependency that game manager requires a session manager. It adds everything together. And let's maybe GraveDiggers. And let's make a folder called prefab. I like my... Oh, that's... what's the number I'm giving usually to it? That's another project, basically. Didn't made any effort right there. Usually I think it's 03 prefabs. Anyway, the goal is just to have stuff organized in your project. So 02 prefab, and let's go into build with gap stuff and take the prefab, which is the stickman head sphere, I think. Okay, and let's move it right there into prefabs. Let's create player. Let's add it right there. And so I think this prefab of the player of the stickman, like right now, we've got like the skeleton is below, the rendering is below. Like I like the organization, I think. Oh, it crashed. I like the organization. I feel like it's good. It's good organization, and you see, it's a good placeholder as well. You can just has no thumb and everything, but has a placeholder. It's a great asset basically. Uh, and depending on the game you're doing, if you do mobile gaming and stuff like that, maybe it's enough for you. Player manager. Yes, and it added everything cause we made sure that we had dependencies in the manager. So everything is added together. That's great. Net animator, which needs the actual animator. I'm going to reorganize stuff anyway. So the rigid body, great. Constraint, I don't want the rigid body to rotate. And the rest is going to be okay. Collision detection continuous. Interpolation interpolates. Nah, not interpolate. Okay, rigid body controller. Need to plus that right there, net animator right there, and the player controller right above the net animator. And animator parameter trees. Yeah, there's something not working right there, but you see, it's not showing, so no problem. Minion data. We need some minion data now. So minions in data and player. And let's make our minion data right there. GD for GraveDiggers minions. Okay. So that's going to be the player minion data. And let's put a base speed of 5. And now we need some animation data. So minions, a player, let's keep it right there, and GD animation. Uh, what the fuck? Oh yeah, player anim data. Okay, and we just need the jump ID and stuff. So let's fill those anim. Let's go on the stickman head like that, and now let's just not go with that one like that. Okay, default state. What's the default state? It's idle. Okay, so we've got tactical idle. Where does it go? goes right there, and we go tactical gunplay. Reloading. Wait, we don't get. Uh, uh, oh yeah, right. Okay, that's the animation from Phil. Oh, how does it look, by the way? It looks great, huh? Idle? How does it look? Okay, that's really an idle for. Look, don't. There's no animation. Okay. So let's use some like tactical. I guess I got some. If I remember well, there's some animation with the boons, right? Since it's a model boon thing, right? Something like that. hmm Nah. Okay. Oh yes, that's the barbarian. Yeah, that's the barbarian in the field package. Should have some animations for it. Uh-huh. Show me that. Idle, and I think the idle was a bit better. Like, yeah, that's a great idle animation. That's a great idle animation. So, Control C, let's close field. Let's get back into right there, and maybe let's make a folder and call it 03 animation. And right there, let's just, for now, add this, which is going to be the main idle animation. And, well, we don't want this animator anyway. Um, let's use this one. Copy. I like to have everything, secured somewhere. So in GraveDiggers, basically, let's move it right there and have something like that. Player, animation, controller, and move that and set this one up right there. Why did you move stuff? Player animation controller, right? And for the default state, let's place this idle. I think maybe move or something like that. Well, maybe I've got an asset or something like that with a bunch of animation. Because we need animation at the moment, basically. So, and then we'll do UI. I don't. I just want to do all the click setting up real fast. Animation. My age. I just want to see something why. Okay, it's standard. It's standard rigging, so any animation should work. Oh, bro, I got that. That's right. Oh, it's okay. I need to see the asset store, viewing asset store basically, because I don't know what it does. But since we're going to have cats with other stuff like that. Okay, so show me dynamic bouncy bones in Unity. I mean, that's great. It shows with bouncy ears, but I guess I can do that with kind of anything. Okay, forgot that I had this asset basically. So just going to send that. Just I need to know how great it could work with networking basically, because that's might save a huge amount of development time. I mean, not for the grass, obviously, we'll not do that in networking and stuff, but yeah. I mean, that looks great. Abundant example. Okay. We'll see that a bit later, but maybe that's a solution for what we need, but that wasn't what I was looking for. So I need an animation package so I can animate. So this one is fantastic, by the way, but I'm not going to use this one. Those are not really the animation you want for the main character. But to do zombies or stuff like that, you have everything you damn want. It's name is in package, by the way. Ultimate animation. Uh, Main issue is most are not usable. So yeah. Uh, it's a good package, but it's a bad package at the same time. Uh, Human melee animation. Oh yeah, I hate this package. I love this one. Uh, don't I have something? Yeah, don't use that. Don't use that. It's not usable as well. Locomotion system. Maybe I have some basic animation there. I don't want to go on Cinti. I hate the UI and everything. Hmm. By the way, this looks great. Never opened it, huh? So yeah, oh, this is God tier, but I don't think it's going to be really working in multiplayer. The animation, never understood what this one was doing. Never used this one. You buy packages. Lip sync works really well, by the way. RIFS. Uh, tried to open it once, crashed. Um, okay. I didn't I add something more? I mean, I'm going to send the link, like viewing us, so I'm going to send the link to my friend as well. Um, this one. Okay, and what's this thing? Sorcerer and archery. Yeah, okay. That's for fan service. Uh, you make a game, you add fan service. I guess. I don't know. Do I have something under locomotion? Could work. Ultimate animation kit. This is deprecated. This is deprecated. This is deprecated. Okay. Let's go into the asset store. I know. Do you have your artwork? FBX. Idle work background, but I don't like this package, by the way. It's like you see, it's really for that. Maybe I got a project where I can copy paste some. Well, you know what? Let's not focus on that. I don't want to import stuff that I'm going to delete really fast, or huge packages and stuff in this project, because it just kills your GitHub. So repository. So let's make two states. This one is going to be called idle, and let's make a second one which is going to be called work. And yeah, that's bad, but that's the first version of the thingy. And yeah, that's all. And in the data for the player anim data, let's go with, oh, forgot to, oh, I want to add one field because I need jump as well. Um, I need run as well, so say yes field. Oh shit. I'm I'm really pissed at the new version of the V-Road shooter right at the moment because it feels slower and not really better. And why do I have two anim data? Okay, only one, which is root. So let's go serialize. Thing, move, name, anim, name, and let's rename all of those because I don't like mistakes like that. And let's just add one which is going to be a private int move anim. Okay, so the anim states, by the way, so public. Um, okay, and the good thing is this is, yeah, let's add another states, and we'll improve upon that later on. But for first version, I mean, it's okay. And let's go add a jump state, and we'll do just everything with, you know, state transition. We don't need something really evolved for now. So jump. Okay, and now let's get back in data, learning data, idle, jump, oh shit, jump, idle, and walk. All playing the idle animation, but you know, sometimes. Okay, KFBX. Yeah, it's not going to open with this. Okay, makes sense. Make Microsoft not pinning stuff. So let's add maybe the new folder, which is going to be out. So 04 is going to be art, and we're going to add a folder called models. And now, since we just received one, and can directly see it compared to a character. So yeah, so the scale is a bit off. Yeah, the scale is a bit off. I think it's the 100 thingy of, you know. Yeah, that's quite eh. What happens with my scale? Maybe it's just 10. Yeah, makes sense. It's more. I think it's more like it, right? Like 10. Yeah, definitely that's more like it. Want to inspect. So I got Unity has a hard time just inspecting it right there. So local. So that's the main frame of the vehicle. Okay, that's wheel one rotating like that. Looks great. Uh-huh. So four wheels basically. Okay, we got door the back opening like that, closing opening. Okay, pivot is great. Pivot is great. How much Uh, okay, that's interesting as well. Guess, and this, I think it works pretty fine. Okay, just checking out all the pivot so we can use it basically. Okay, that's great. That's great. So I think it works. That's a V1 of the car for the Undertakers basically. Okay, so I really like it. Basically, we got two material slots, two materials, and one material slot per stuff, multiple stuff. Okay, that's great. That's great. Just going. I'm thanking the art. I'm thanking the artists. Okay, general right there. Hi everyone. Okay, great. Hi, welcome. If you just joined, I was trying an asset, and now I'm going to try to make this thing work in multiplayer. So thanks for joining. Don't hesitate to just talk in the chat. And I just realized that the music stopped. That's horrible. Um, yeah, and still my chat is not synced with my headphones. Okay, well, welcome. Um, I think that's good for this one, right? Oh no, yet. Yet there's other things to do. Network rigid body. So network's rigid body is a good thing because it adds network transform basically. Um, use rigid body for motion. I'm using rigid body for motion when enabled and the network transform component is attached. The network transform will use the rigid body for motion and detecting change in state. Okay, okay, okay. Let's do that. Maybe it's not a great idea, but we'll see. We don't need to sync the scale since the scale of the character is not changing, so we're not sending those in the everything. Authority is not server, its owner. Only the owner of the network transform can have authority over it, about it. And that's great. Authority mode. Okay, great. Owner is it means that if the server wants to play an animation on this character, it has to send an SDF to its owner distributable. Yeah, that's distributable, but it's going to be owned anyway because that's the character. And with that many mono behaviors, you get some kind of a character controller. Let's open just this one for future usage, and well, this one as well. 'Cause those are the free controllables. So great. Now let's add. Let's go with that for now. We'll do the camera a bit later, so I'm going to add that as a task right there for me. Like what the camera is doing is going to do is already defined, and how it's going to feel is already defined. It's just not implemented. So make the camera for FPS camera. Okay. And you know it's the rule. Don't start a project if you don't know how the camera is going to be and what your character controller will look like. I know. that my character controller is only working in jumping, so that's okay, and I know my camera is going to be FPS, so that's easy as well. hmm Okay, so this should be enough. Okay, so now when we press start, nothing is going to happen. Basically, we need some more work to make it work. Um, so let's go into scene. Yeah, the scene folder is not in the in GraveDiggers. I'm going to do something about it. Folder, move, folder, 0, synth. So everything is, self-contained in this little thing. And I'm going to take mine, not touching those of the colleagues, because you don't want to make conflict when you don't need to make conflicts, basically. And let's go with the main menu. So the main menu, what is it going to do? From now, we don't care about it looking great. So main camera, no main camera right there, no direction light. But what I need is UI. So let's do that. I've put it in the main, so I can get everything I want. And let's do a panel. I'm pissed at this automatic stuff from Unity, looking for the closest canvas, basically. Do I have? I think maybe. Wait a sec. Event system. Event system. I only have one in the scene. That's great. Don't forget when you add the debug toolkit to add the event system. There's no event system by default in the debug toolkit. So let's make a UI really quick. A panel. The panel will be black with 50% of transparency. Let's I kind of enjoying it. Um, Communication with the team is the most important thing, so don't forget to communicate with your team. I'm not showing you the communication, but you can imagine. So let's add three buttons. Maybe let's do UI, image, and maybe let's keep it centered and add something like that. And now width, let's do 500, um, 700. Yeah, that's great. Bottom, let's do 10. Let's do 10 from the. Oh, I like it actually like that. For I mean, it's not great UI design, but okay. And now let's add a vertical teardrop. Let's make it start from middle center. Control width. Don't control height. And now menu background. And now let's add some UI buttons, basically. Going to be quite fast modes. UI button, okay. So how is it going to look? Okay, I don't like that. So let's go right there and already take like 50 off and 50 off and maybe do like 100 of height like that. And how looks great. Solo, Okay, let's add 10 in spacing. Let's go and get that, go there, and now I'm going to keep, this UI, fantastic UI design, basically. And this one, let's put it at 75%, and the text is now going to be bold, 50, and white, like that. Already looks kind of cool. Um, okay, that's not going to be solo, that's going to be host, that's going to be join, that's going to be settings, and that's going to be quit. Okay, I'm going to change all the text real quick. Host, join, host, join, settings, quit. And now, now that we've got those options, basically we need to be able to control something, so we'll make a script, and the script is going to be the menu manager. Hello! Hi, Van der Wijn. So, tell me, I was wondering, when someone is passing by on the stream, sometime I'm taking like too much time, I think. How long did you wait until I answered you? Basically. And also, is there a way for me to have an audio signal in my headset so I know when someone is coming to the stream, basically, so I can say hi? Don't know. Okay. So just so you know, I'm making a lot of folders. Didn't move your scene from the scene folder, but I think since we got, for instance, cats, Bipzak, debug toolkit fill, and everything, GraveDiggers should have its own folder hierarchy. Um, so I started to do that, so don't do it. And let's not have some collisions. Uh, okay, so right there, and now we're going to do UI, a folder called UI. Let's create wanna behavior main menu UI. And let's open it. Okay, and namespace. GD for GraveDiggers. UI. UI. For now, it's great. We'll add stuff like if we do need for. So what do we need? Header, buttons. Okay, we need 4 buttons. Serialize field, private button, solo button. Okay, and on the wake, what we're going to do is just bind those buttons. So solo button dot on click add listener launch solo mode. Host button dot on click dot add listener. That's host game. I think I can rename this one, by the way. Launch solo generate. And now next is going to be, I should go in reverse order because after what I'm going to have to do a lot of things. So okay, join button dot on click add listener join game. And I don't like those names, by the way, because it's join session. Let's keep everything consistent, by the way. Settings button, that's on click, add listener, open settings. Okay, and quit button dot on click dot add listener quit. Here's the application dot quit. I think it's quit, right? Is it? Yeah, it's quit now. It changed at some point. Host a session. That's quite easy. I go for game manager dot use instance. I prefer to let's rename that to singleton. Dot host start host. Wait, I think. Oh wait, and start host. Yeah, should have a session name. Should have stuff like that, but for now we're just not going to do that. So the taker masterminds 4 players and false. We'll make a UI later on for that. Join session right there. Also, I'm just going to do that right there. Private bool is waiting. Okay, so if is waiting, return, and let's put that everywhere basically. Okay, so you can't navigate the menu, and right there let's put a little is waiting equals true, is waiting equals false, and like that we manage to get, you know, the start so game. Oh, it's not a task. Oh, should be though. Not there is something to wait, but let's keep everything, you know, consistent. So every call to those kinds of methods are async. So if everything is programmed the same way, you don't get to think. You don't need to think basically. So session is going to be not waiting anything. It's going to be opening a session pop-up. So either pop-ups, serialized field, private. Actually, we're going to do the same thing for the host. So it's done, right? So yeah, okay, private. So let's make a method. let's make a class uh, join session pop up. Okay, and this one is going to have like, I don't know actually. How many fields do we need? Just the lobby code. So join session pop-up, and we're going to have a serialized field, private text mesh. Oh, we need to add a reference in our assembly to text mesh pro. Temp input field. Mm-hmm. There's another button basically, which is going to be um, on close right there in the beginning. So pop-up, it's going to be private join pop-up. Um, don't need a lot of things actually. I just need to do is waiting equals false, right, like that. I just want to avoid mashing buttons and not activating everything. Like, code is way tinier like that. So, okay, and just join pop-up dot open. Um, Easy. Game object dot set active. True. For now we've got one assembly, so it doesn't make sense for internal or anything, but maybe later on, I don't know. Already 1 hour 20! Time flies! Um, try join is just going to be an async methods, async, and let's just do something like that. Private bool is waiting as well, so he's waiting. Equals false if he's waiting return. It's waiting true. When you use async, you should always have the system to avoid, you know, mash clicking async method, because your players will find ways to break your systems. Don't let them. Game manager dot singleton dot join server, lobby code input field dot value dot text. Let's go, and is it, yeah, right there. What we're going to do is a try catch, because you know I'm awaiting. I wait, and what I'm going to catch is the exception if it fails. I said earlier in the stream that I don't condone doing try catch when just to do for the sake of doing try catch, like to debug something, because you're not catching anything. But right there, we're going to catch something, like send a message to users, so that text equals x.message, and if exception is error, let's not, let's just do message text dot color equals red. Maybe we'll see for something more later on. And right there is waiting equals false. Anyway, the scene is going to close, but like that we get something that's quite self-contained. Yeah, thought of about everything right there. Okay, let's get back to this one. So he's waiting. You can't reopen the pop-up, which is great because we don't make the main menu disappear. No thanks, Pencilovs. I can't even get your name, and there's like Unite tabs. Guys, stop trying to scam people, please. So that's the main menu. I guess it's oh yeah, I needed to make another one, which is going to be the host. So let's make another UI element, and let's name it UI, because if it's a fully UI, you should, when, like right now it's not important, but once you'll get 5,000 scripts, trust me. So we're going to need a bit of some things as well, some more things. So first, let's add session pop-up, and let's do quite the same thing. So session pop-up on close. And you know what? I'm just going to extract some kind of interface, or I don't know, like that, on close. That's the only thing. Can't I just make those public then? Cause um, maybe it's going to be easier for me. I don't know. I don't want pop-up actually. I would like maybe an abstraction layer. I don't know. I don't know. I just don't want code duplication. So huh. Let's do this right like that. Public class pop up mono behavior, and let's do something like that. Public virtual void open public virtual void close um, private bool is waiting public action on close, and you see, because those could be just like right like that, and we actually don't need those methods, and we could just do pop-up and like that. It's quite the same thing actually, but a bit smaller, and less code equals less problem. Okay, it's waiting, it should true. Okay, and now this is a pop-up as well. So we've got the pop-up with the pop-up of a virtual class, not abstract class. Otherwise, I would just have an interface, and let's kind of copy that and add a private and awake, and add a private async void try host. And when I got try catch, I love to put try in the name so I know it's try catch basically. Yeah, and on the try host, and right there, rather than doing that, we're just going to do host station dot open. Station dot open. Okay, and let's just move this one down there, and now on close. That's great. Um, Open settings. We're just going to do nothing for now. Debug log to do settings menu. I love to put to do like that as debug logs. It's great. Let's put it in the same order like that. And now quit. Can't quit whilst you're waiting. I mean, maybe you could quit. Solo. Yeah, great. Got mesh click solo. Let's get that right there. What do we need? Actually, we've got an host button and the console button, so going to do quite the same thing right there. Just this one is called like that, and we've got this method which is called and console button right there, and the difference is we need more fields. So lobby code is not going to be lobby code, it's going to be called session name, input field. Next one is going to be called player amount. Oh, let's do drop down, by the way. Drop down, TMP drop down, player amount drop down. Okay, and the last one, like that we can't let people put anything they want. And the last one is private, so it's going to be a toggle. TMP toggle, I think. There's one. No? Check. Toggle? Yeah, there's a toggle, but it's okay. Toggle, okay. And right there, rather than just, doing shit, we're just going to do var name equals, okay, var toggle equals is private equals toggle dot value. Just want the value actually. Where are you? Where are you? Is on? Yeah, okay. I think it's the right one where it gives a bool, right? Okay, that must be the right one. And to be in the same order, let's do something like var player amount equals player amount drop down dot options selected. What? How is it called again? My life on Unity, forgetting everything. Maybe value, and value is an int, which is great. So not need to be more to do more than that actually. Do we? Plus one, because it's going to be 0 and etc. So name. Let's rename that. Session name. Never name something, just name. Because right there, you don't need to go and look and see, oh, it's session name. You just see session name and you're like, okay, makes a lot of sense. That's called safe documenting. Okay, and now let's do something like that when we start hosting, and let's do something like that when we stop, and let's hide try catch as well, so we can tell the player what the fuck happened and why he didn't manage to host. Most likely in the demo version it's going to be our fault, but you you have to tell him anyway. And the demo version is going to be the debug toolkit, but new user experience. Okay, so we got the main menu. The main menu is opening the join session and the host session. And when you manage to close any of those, it goes live there, and then you open, and then you start, and then you get okay. I think we've got something working. So let's just rename that base class base. Like that, you know that it's a base class. Again, should I? Hmm. 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 Yeah, that's taste. Do whatever you want. What feels the best for you and what your team can answer and understand anyway. So, okay, let's go. Let's go. Made 3 files. Let's get it. Let's get back. I love to code like that because now it's compiling, but I didn't did the click made mono behavior, wait, okay, you're compiling and now recompile another mono behavior and now I'm saving time, I'm keeping the flow, you know, like I'm coding the thing, I'm keeping the flow, everything on the same file, and then when I know I'm quite right, I mean, on those things I'm quite right, quite early on, but you see. Okay, so um, hope this first part was interesting. As I told you, the goal of today is to manage to finish this system about connecting everything. What we're going to do now is the pop-up UI, and then we are going to just save ourselves and start doing the scene manager. So we can load scenes and load the right scene and maybe make the hub scene real quick, and maybe finish everything. I think we've got 2 hours left of work to finish those three tasks like that. Um, 3 hours of work, and then we can go on the FPS camera basically. Oh, and yeah. So just so everyone can follow in the team, I'm changing that. Assign to uh-huh. Okay. Okay. And then this one, make FPS camera. Just assigning stuff. I feel like I'm going to take more tasks. Um, so at the moment it looks like that. Uh, and I feel like I'm going to take more tasks in the actual sprint, something like that. And maybe integrate character. Like I made a better character controller. Like the character controller, I'm not going to say that the task is finished with the version we'll get. I'm doing to try to improve it during this week. So we've got something quite interesting, and I'm going to add one thing. Uh, Big interaction system. Okay, and pickup object still object in the end of another player. Oh shit, I hate that when it does that. Yeah, okay. I'm adding tasks, you know, but that's things I didn't thought about, so that's great. Okay, I'm going to take 5. No, I've got this one done. Setup project. That was the setup. The project was set up, right? You tested it. Everything was working, so yeah, it's set up. Now it's in progress. I've put stuff in progress. So don't worry. I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. um, and yeah, those things are not done. Clearly not. Just I'm thinking it's going to work, and I'm thinking I can put them in testing by tonight before acting class, because I'm doing acting class. If you can notice. Okay, I really have to take a break right now. I'm low, real. I'm real low on coffee energy, so I'm going to recharge basically my coffee energy, and I get back to it. No, not the right one. That no, that's the right one. Yeah, let's go. Hmm. Maybe I'm going to add the logo GraveDiggers on the top right, on the top left, something like that. I think. Uh, so yeah, I'm back in 5.